Hi everyone. So I'll do the same thing in English. I'm receiving a very special energy these days, and that's why I'm doing a video here spontaneously again. And it's not about principles and niceness and how to be, and it's a little more about the momentary situation. And the reason being is I feel very much that, of course, we are all connected, and we are not only connected with the divine, we're connected with everything that is connected to the divine, which is also Mother Earth as a living planet, other planets as living beings, the sun as a living being, the ether as a living being, many things we usually do not actually perceive on an everyday standard life. So the reason why I'm bringing out this video is that I'm receiving a more and more intense feeling that Mother Nature herself is going to interfere in the overall situation. Not only other volcanoes coming on in a more intense way, also we've seen flooding everywhere in the world, and also I believe, my personal belief is that we've been running an invalid mind movie for too long. Like many of us in the past year and a half already, we've been going down obedience ways and go like, yeah, we're going to do this, and then it's going to be over, and we're going to do that, and then it's going to be over, and we're going to do that, and it's going to get better, and it isn't. It isn't getting better. Obviously, there is restrictions worldwide, and there is a drift away from what we all know to be true. The truth, in my opinion, is that we've been offered an amazing birthing process of growth. Means mankind is supposed to go into a sovereign, amazing, loving new place and take care of a new kind of living together here with Mother Nature, with each other, and prepare the path for the next generations in a most beautiful way. That to me is what we've been offered to grow into. That's been going on also for a long time, and that to me is what I call the true path. Obviously, we have free will. Everybody can do what they want. So if we decide to follow a slavery trip, which has been going on for a long time also on the surface, and being fooled into all kinds of things that our heart tells us that's kind of not true and that's kind of weird, and why am I going to do this? Oh, I'm going to do this for someone else. I'm going to do this for another person. I'm going to do this because the shop owner wants me to. I'm going to do this so I don't lose my job. And please, how far down do you want to go? Who are you truly? And what do you truly want? And what do you truly believe? And most of all, what do you truly feel? You don't need to please anybody. You're falling out of your own sovereignty, your own center, if you keep pleasing everybody. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be friendly, nice, and loving. Those are two different things. But if somebody suggests to you, I'm just getting a Bible thing. I don't want to become religious, but sometimes there are great pictures. Remember the time when Jesus was standing somewhere on a tower and Satan told him to jump, and he said, "Get you behind me, Satan," and he didn't jump? Well, this is pretty much similar. There is one situation that leads down into a very dark place, and I can see this, and I don't think it's anything, it's not the divine plan, but we do have free will to go down there. It's very much like jump off that tower, jump off that mountain, jump off that height. And then the other thing which we have in our heart, which will exactly tell us which is the right path, which is the true way, which is connected to the whole one divine source, which we find in many pictures. And talking about pictures, it's an interesting thing, in my opinion. I'm observing pictures because I love this. All native folks knew how to interpret pictures from Mother Nature, because she does talk and she never stops. There are pictures if we're aware. We can't always go into denial in our tiny little office and pretend we're not going to ever have a consequence, or we don't have to listen, or we don't see this. That is definitely a path with a dead-end road. If we learn to observe nature and understand what she's trying to tell us, and understand where the truth and the nice path is, then it's much more rewarding, because it's pure life. And a tiny little example, what occurred to me Everybody is using at the moment zeolite. It's a volcanic rock, as a remedy to diminish the side effects of the huge campaign being forced on everybody at the moment. And what does Mother Nature do? She's spitting out a lot of volcanic rock at the moment to help the overall situation, because the extent of manipulation of genetic material has probably reached a limit. We've been doing this to animals for a long time, to crop for a long time. Now it's people, and it's probably enough. So that is where Mother Nature will, because we are connected, we are responding, we are usually getting our genetic informations from, in a miraculous way, from the universe. Nobody really exactly knows how everything works, fortunately. Only the divine does. So anybody telling you what is scientific or not scientific is probably also experimenting. The only remedy, I believe, to go through here in a good way is listen to your own heart and do it deeper. If you can't get an answer, just don't do anything and go deeper. Don't do things because other people tell you. Don't do things because you're being forced to. Don't do things because you're losing your job, or because you want to please somebody. No. It's much more finding the path of true life, not for yourself, but for everything on earth. We are all connected. The more people who are getting it here now, and the more people who are finding the true path of pure life, the better it is for everybody. You know, we can lie to ourselves and go in denial and keep being little slaves, or we can just come home now, listen also to the signals of Mother Nature. And I take the volcanoes and the earthquakes and the flood catastrophes for very serious. Not as a climate thing, more as a language. And I also listen to spirit when I come out and I see the wind in the trees, and I can feel it has to do with my auric field and the way what I think and the way I behave and the way I communicate with the divine. So why I'm doing this intense video, because I think it is time. It feels like there's a certain urgency. It's a little bit like the Avatar video. It feels like we're being numbed down and manipulated for too long now, a year and a half, and people they don't even know what's happening anymore, or they got out of it. That's the only other thing. So I would like to present this a little bit as a kick in the butt for all of us, to go into a deeper prayer, and not the prayer, please God give me, but the prayer of thank you for taking care of me, and what shall be now? What is my part of the whole here now? What should I do or not do? Where's the path of pure life? That to me is a prayer and a meditation and an intention to set. That's what we are protecting, and that what we are here for on this planet Earth. Some of us are guardians to also the other kingdoms of the plants and the animals and the unseen. And we cooperate and we communicate with that. And so I just pledge that you keep praying and coming closer into the truth of your own inner self and your own heart. There is free will. It will always be the cosmic law. So whatever you choose is good for you. Your creative force is your most important asset. Don't let anybody take that, manipulate it, and do kind of create with your creative force out of your fear what you do not want. Come back to your center, find your true inner love, and create from there in a loving, wonderful, powerful, fully alive spirit. Okay, that's it from me to you. And blessings and lots of aloha. Almut.